is the feeling amongst Spurs fans at the moment. And I mean, even myself, if you've watched my videos or seen some stuff I've done on TikTok, I have done a lot of criticizing about the team, about players, about the manager, about the board, and which is fine. You know, we're all allowed to criticize. You know, this is part of it. You know, we love football. We want our team to be the best. We want them to improve. There's so many different things, parts we can talk about here. And so I have been quite critical. I have tried to think of the positives. Again, I do support Ange. I do want him to be successful, and I will get behind him and the team. There's some things I think Ange needs to do better. And as I said in previous videos, I'm hoping that we'll learn from last season. So yeah, so why I'm saying that is that, you know, it is okay to criticize the team, and it's okay. You know, a lot of people say it's negative. But we have to speak about how we feel about the team, and on top of that, Spurs have not won anything for a long time. Chopping and changing managers, poor signings, not backing managers when they needed, getting so close, but just all failing at the final hurdle. So it's a number of things why we're ultra critical at times. I think it's just a combination of things involved. So there is that kind of feeling in social media, I guess. When I look at Twitter, when I watch YouTube, other Spurs YouTube channels, there is a kind of there is a concern going into the new season. What is going to be different? We haven't really improved the first starting lineup. Maybe Solanke, possibly. Yes, the young players, they're looking good, but again, we don't know how they're going to get on. It's going to take some time for them to adjust and get used to the team. The players have played under Ange for a year. They get to know his system a lot better. Again, and kind of leading on to this one here, I was going to say that, you know, players like the Doggy, Van der Ven and Maddison, you know, they were new to the team last year. They're going to have another season, you know, all together, playing together. It was actually a brand new back line last year as well. And we did concede a lot of goals. And I think that's probably more down to the tactics than the players, because I think those defenders are pretty good. I think that's a good defence with the goalie. It's pretty strong. I think we conceded a lot of goals due to the system we played and the kind of gung-ho football that we do, attack. So yeah, trying to go back to my point, I went off a bit there. There's just so much to say about it, and I do want to feel positive going into the new season. And yes, I'm so excited for the season to start. I can't wait. I've missed the Premier League games. I've missed talking about football, talking about the games and the performances and the players and the drama. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I can't wait for that to all start back on Monday. And yes, our game's going to be live on TV. Going to Leicester, newly promoted team. I do want Ange to really do well and bring us that success next season. But on the other hand, I have my worries. We still haven't signed a top winger, what we needed. The midfield, I think we need a midfield general, someone who's going to kind of really help us next year, cover for the left back as well, cover for a Doggy if he gets injured or suspended. We haven't got a lot going on there. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much we can talk about. But I get the whole kind of general feeling going into this season is nobody really wants to say, yes, we're going to have a great season. We're going to definitely win a cup. We're going to definitely challenge closer to the top teams. We're going to definitely get the Champions League. Yes, there are some I've seen on Twitter and some people on YouTube that are really positive for the new year. But I think generally there's a lot of concerns. And yeah, it's just fascinating just watching everybody talk about it and really kind of analyze every little part of the team, the players and the manager, a little bit bringing in the board, what they're not doing. Yeah, there's just so much discussion, so much to talk about. And yeah, and when that first game starts, I'm going to be like, look, I want us to do well. I want us to be better this season. I want Ange to be tactically better. There's a lot of players in that team I want to kind of see their level of their games raise, cut out the mistakes, play with a bit more clever. And then we saw last season that there was a lot of fight in the team. There was a lot of late minute winners. We'd come back in games a lot. There did seem in that team a lot of good team spirit, and it was a kind of new team, and just a lot of new players in the starting lineup last season. And I don't think we can underestimate that. It was practically a new team, a lot of new players. Not all. There were some players who played with their previous seasons, of course, but it's knitting back, a new defence, new style of play. And he's not managed in the Premier League before. It was his first season. So yeah, there's a lot. A lot of different things, and any kind of new manager come in, they're going to need time to build their team. And is he going to be given that time? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's some people who just don't think Ange is going to work out. And it's a big call. It's a big call from them. They just think he's not going to be the one, and they're kind of looking ahead. They're looking past Ange, which is, I kind of understand that in some ways. If you look at the history of Levy's second Spurs managers when things are not going well, Ange has chosen a lot of these players now. He's made a decision on who he wants to bring in. Players like Johnson. He needs to be a lot better next season. He missed so many big chances. Players like him, and in the end, are those the ones who are really going to kind of let Ange down in the end? Like players like Werner. It's just really hard to understand why Ange decided to re-sign that loan deal. Yeah. I'm just trying to tie it up. Managers, they do need time. They need players. They need to buy the right players. They need to be supported with the right players. The team has to grow this season. We need to see something a bit different, and surprising us with his play, and not so predictable. Yes, we love the attacking football when we see it. We scored some great goals last season. So yeah, it's kind of unknown. A lot of people doubting what's going to happen in the new season, but we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see who we bring in for the remainder of the transfer window. There's a couple more to go out still. So yeah, it's all to play for, and we're getting so near now, and it's so close, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm really fascinated to see how this is going to play out in the new season, and listen to other fans as well and how they're feeling about it, and let's see if a few people change their mind as the season goes along. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I might do another video before the season starts.